Hi, thank you for watching a new video blog today from Tallinn, Estonia. So you've recently noticed that it's bye-bye for woke and hello to tradition. Now I'm not a big fan of politics. I don't really follow any political party. I'm not following any ideology. I follow God, nature, ancestors, etc. But I've seen that there has been a shift in thinking recently, mainly due to the Trump victory, whatever. Like I say, I'm not very political. I don't really choose sides. I think they are eventually all, part of the same club. So, you know, I'm not going to bother you with any political stuff. I think it's boring. But it is good to see, if you ask me honestly, that woke seem to have been reaching a point of saturation. People are so fed up with this stuff that of course it's past its point of saturation. And I can say that's something good, because I'm a traditional person and I love tradition, so I also love it when traditions are winning back the lost territory, if you want to call it that way. If you want me to get political, I'll get political, but just for a little bit. So yeah, we've seen it now everywhere. It is woke out, traditions coming in. And even though it's just a little bit, because I don't really see a lot of traditional people standing up and promoting tradition, etc. But slowly and slowly we see that there is a shift. The tables are turning. For example, you can clearly see that people went from materialism to New Age, like gemstones, like reading cards, all these things. They went from this to converting to Christianity. And that's great. That's very good. Now, most of these converts are converting to evangelical Christianity. And in my opinion, it's not the most optimal form, but it is a new step ahead. It's much better than New Age. New Age spirituality, like meditation, yoga, reading cards, gemstones, using gemstones, crystals, meditation, are all part of the civilized way of looking at religion. It can only exist in an unnatural surrounding. In nature, the most important thing is the location where you are, of course, nature, and the direct link with God. Because everybody in nature understands New Age is just empty, it's without God, it's not really anything good. But of course it was better than atheistic materialism. Most of these people came from materialistic, atheistic backgrounds. So they got into New Age because that's how it goes, because still it's without God, still it is without tradition, and they got into at least spirituality. So, you know, I am absolutely no supporter of New Age, but I think it's at least better than atheism and nihilism, materialism. So that was already, at least they acknowledge, okay, it's not only about nihilism and materialism anymore. That was a good thing. But now we see that that was of course not fulfilling, because it's not real. It's just you know, it's just like very phony. You cannot really grasp it. It's very abstract. All these like spheres and things. And of course they go back to worshipping what's natural. It is God. I'm happy about it, and like I say, it's a good step. It's a step in a good direction towards more tradition. And eventually you will see that many of these people that were converted to evangelical Christianity, which is Protestantism, it's with very few traditions, but eventually they will, and they already start to convert to more orthodox traditions, religions, I must say. You see the rise of interest in, for example, Eastern Orthodoxy, Roman Catholic Orthodoxy. People are not ashamed anymore when they say they are interested in that, when they celebrate tradition, when they say, I want a traditional life, I don't want this fake, phony, materialistic life, you know, living the jet set life or whatever they want to call it. No, people are openly admitting, like, I want a traditional life, I want to have a big family, I want a traditional housewife as be my wife, I want to be a provider. And ladies also are saying, I don't want this feministic idea of being a 40-year-old cat woman without children, but having lots of money, living in a apartment somewhere in a cool city. And yeah, you see really this idea of woke out tradition in. And with woke, you know, woke is such a broad thing, but all these gender stuff, and it was overly exaggerated, all these things, you know, it became so lame. And you know, if the normies start to be fed up with things, then you know you really messed up. And I personally think that it was they've done it deliberately. I think that it's not a coincidence that first they pushed this ridiculous idea of all this gender stuff, and that's no gender and whatever, you know, reading, drag queen reading, whatever, that's all this nonsense. You know, like I said, I don't follow media that much, but sometimes I hear things from friends, and I think that they deliberately pushed it so far that eventually the herd would walk into the arms of Trump and Musk. And I doubt if that's a good thing, but you know, if you were living in nature, if you want to live supernatural and traditional, you know, it's not really of your concern, because you're not living in a city, you're living off-grid, you don't really connect too much with these kind of people and with their rules. So, but yeah, of course, it's somehow good to see that at least it will be a little bit easier for me to talk about these things. It's not really that, you know, much of a controversy anymore. And yeah, let's see where it goes. But for now, it's good to see that woke is out and tradition is coming back. And let's all be very cautious that we follow real tradition. So don't get fooled by political ideologies, like I say, the Trump thing. Like I'm not against or pro or whatever, I would just see them as the same, but it's just not really of my concern. So if you support Trump, well, you know, I really don't mind. If you support the others, I also really don't mind. What counts for me is nature, and I see if people worship nature and God, or if they do not, and the rest is just arbitrary for me. It's super nice to see that, from my point of view, the door is a little bit open. I have it a little bit easier with expressing my love for tradition, with explaining how tradition works, what it is, and not directly being shut down with all these stupid words. And with, you know, I can be seen as, well, I can wait now more understanding and yeah, acceptance for traditional life. So it was for today from Tallinn, Estonia. I say thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.